Tszyu versus Michael Zerafa. If you haven't seen my breakdown prediction of that fight, it's up on the playlist. Fight predictions, check that out. Guys, I'm also going to be going live for the fights. So I've already set a reminder. Make sure you've hit notifications on my channel so you can be notified. Tonight at 7:30 Australia time, I'll be going live, round by round, play by play. Also live in-fight betting. We'll have the odds up and we'll do all the good stuff. So that to look forward to. If you guys are in the Discord and if you guys are a member on the channel, so whether you're a Patreon or you've joined on YouTube, I've been putting my picks up now. I'm no longer putting my bets in the Discord. I'm putting them under the member section of the Patreon and the member section of YouTube. So you could get the picks now straight from YouTube without going into the Discord. We're going to get right into it. I see all the boys tapping in. I'll get to your questions in a second. Let me know how you're doing. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. The link pinned right there. It's a couple bucks a month. Support me by supporting the channel. With that support, you get access to our Discord. It's a growing sports community. It's not just boxing. You saw our MMA live stream yesterday I did with Breaking Bad. I went live yesterday with Gary from 3D. So if you haven't watched either one of those live streams, that's on the playlist. If you're not following Nick, go follow Breaking Bad Boxing. If you're not following Gary, 3D Boxing as well. Those streams are up. Let's see what else. Trying to do all the behind-the-scenes business stuff first, and then we'll just get into the nitty-gritty. We got the main event tomorrow. Golden Boy has changed. We know that Alex Rocha had to pull out due to medical reasons. And in steps, he has a new opponent, a guy that Jordan, we were talking about him yesterday on our live stream. Funny enough, Nick from Breaking Bad brought him up because he was on the undercard. And you know what? All in all, we're going to get this thing going. We're going to also, guys, I want to mention, if you joined recently on YouTube, go to the members section. My email is there. You have to email me to get the Discord link. All right. What's going on? I see my boy Dwayne Styles. Got it, dude. Canelo's back, baby. The face of boxing. El Rey is back. Septiembre. Yeah, man. Riyadh. Manny. Subgiant, do you think Billy Polk handles opponent? I think Billy Polk is easy work. Look, I know his manager. You know, his manager, his management team, I know the guys in his gym. I know some of his sparring partners. This guy, people speak really highly of Billy Polkinghorn. I'm going, you know, he's on my parlay. If I could get a bet prop of a knockout stoppage, I'm taking it. Billy Polk is legit. I'll bring up, you know what? I'll stick with you, Manny. You're a JSB insider. I'm going to bring up Bet365 real quick. Sportsbet isn't giving me any props, so let's see if Bet365 does. Manny, check the YouTube members only parlay I posted. Billy's on there. People domestically here will know who that is. All right, let's bring it up. All right, so yeah, the odds are shit. It's on my parlay. Guys, you know how I do. Every Look, there's a couple different types of people who gamble. And with degenerate gamblers, you know who I'm talking to. With degenerate gamblers, they get offended really easily. They're kind of like degenerate gamblers to me. They're real petty. They remind me of like little girls sometimes because they're the type, degenerate gamblers will talk shit to you online about how you gamble. You know what I mean? They'll be like, why would you put Billy Polkinghorn on a parlay? There's no return value. It's shit. Yeah, true. I agree. The value is shit. If we can't get knockout props here, there's really no value. But not everybody are pro gamblers. There's people who come to my channel for the entertainment side. We like building Moneyline parlays. It's fun. Pick the winner. It's not the only way we do it, but it's one of the ways. All in all, I do have Billy Polk at those shitty ass odds on my parlay. The long parlay, right? Nothing heavy. I wish we would have been able to get a stoppage. I think he's going to stop him. Jay, still good. Jay, I'm seeing eye to eye with you, boy. You know I'm seeing eye to eye with. I've been preaching Nikita since jump. I've been preaching Nikita since earlier in the week. You know, we talked it out. We had to hash things out. This is the best thing about the chat is that we're able to converse and go back and forth, and we kind of figure out. We watch tape. We do all that good stuff. We watch the weigh-ins. We watch the interviews. You know the business side. You have to talk about the politics side. We know who the A side is. I like the Nikita stoppage. I am playing Nikita on the money line. I'm also playing a Nikita stoppage. I'm going to pull up these odds. I want to see what the difference in pay 1 through 6 versus just the stoppage. Okay, so the highlighted bet, I have this on a 2-leg method of victory parlay. I'm taking, and I'll share it with you boys. I'll share it for you guys who aren't in the Discord. But I want to do the compare and contrast. So I do have Nikita at plus 175 by stoppage. I want to see what Julius's 1 through 6 pays. Because if Julius's 1 through 6 is a little bit sweeter than that, why not sprinkle? I think, and we know Nikita likes jumping out early. Wow. That's interesting. I need some, bro. Either guy to win by knockout is 550. What am I missing here? Why? What am I missing here? Why take Nikita at plus 175 by knockout when you could take either or for plus 450? Am I missing something with that? Better to put in the post section. What's the yeah? So business, Dwayne. Business. Trying to weed out the trolls in the Discord. Yeah. And it's a little bit easier for you boys to just get the picks on the interface of YouTube, the members, and therefore the trolls in the Discord, they're not going to get my picks anymore. I don't drink alcohol that often, but Canelo drink here is delicious. Canelo has a drink. What's in the Canelo drink? Cool, thanks, bro. Damn, you guys are tapping in. All right, it's only 38 pesos. What's up, Kyle? My guy. Kyle and I behind the scenes getting stuff done. Yeah, man. Kyle and I, teamwork. Safety first, then teamwork. PJ, is this PJ? Hey, John, are you confident in Nikita? I am, man. At this stage of the game, PJ, I'm standing on business. I am. I had an inkling of Zerafa about 10 days ago, and then I couldn't get past the psychological element that this fight encompasses. There's the psychology of it as well with the last name. There's the narrative going around, you know, the step up. This will be Nikita's biggest step up. Guys, I think Nikita has the better win of both resumes. Nikita only has, and PJ, this is what I'm leaning on. You could watch my Stats Don't Lie video. You could take in all of the data I told you about. But if I had to give you one reason, here's what it is. This will only be Nikita's 12th pro fight. This will be mixed 40th. With such a small sample size, I think Nikita Tszyu beating and stopping Dylan Biggs is a better win than anybody Zerafa has on his resume. And we know only because we've seen what Dylan has done winning the WBC Grand Prix and elevating. And I think in that elevation, the good young fighters who live in the gym, who put work in, you see, I think Nikita elevates as well, and I'm expecting a leveling up of that. I'm just worried about his defense, but I feel his promotion would have him put in there. I'm like, yeah, it's none of this. It's not the promotional thing, guys. If you lived in Australia, you would know Zerafa versus any Tszyu should have happened years ago. This was bound to happen. It's not like No Limit is picking easy fights for Nikita. This kid wants to fight everybody. If anything, you'd have to pull the reins in with Nikita. You'd have to at 27 years old. I mean, he's already ranked in the top 10 globally at 154, which is insane. He's so green. There's a lot of holes in this game, but we have champions. Rolly Romero is a 2-division world champion. We know the holes he has in his game. So these sort of narratives are easily you could talk yourself out of these narratives. Hey Johnny, you confident with Wells? Hell no. I'm Javid, yeah. Wells, he is on my parlay. He's fighting a tough seasoned veteran, a China fighter. I'm not, I butchered his last name. But this is the fight game. Guys, on that long parlay, I do have Wells. I do have Javid. More confident with Javid. It's like a half unit, whatever your unit is. Where I go heavy on return method of, or like my underdog. My underdog's a plus 375. I'm going probably, I'm going, that's the heaviest I'm going on this card, is my underdog at plus 375. What's up, Dante? What's up, Dante? Dante, we gotta change your photo now. Only because we gotta replace it with someone else. I got Nikita for the knockout. Let's go. Zerafa got stopped by a 40-year-old in 2 rounds, who really isn't the guy who cracks. It's not like he got stopped by Alam Hanale. He got stopped by Lara with Miles. So it's a good point. Skeezy, Perth in the house, the Margaret River in the house, holla. Because it ends in TKO, you lost it. Okay, talk to me, Sent. If it ends in a TKO. Oh, my guy. Okay. Thank you for answering that. Okay. So it has to be a knockout, either guy. Not a TKO. Huh. See, I'm not going to get too sexy. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm not going to even try to act like I'm one of the it's not my style of betting to be that specific either. So my play, it's already in, is Nikita by knockout TKO DQ. Thanks for explaining that, Pet. And I'm gonna bring up I'll bring up Wells real quick. We can bring, if you want me to, because a lot of you guys have been asking. I gotta be honest with you. I think Wells is on upset alert. I don't think it's a bad play to take Yilazadi. Yilazadi's the more experienced guy, a little bit longer, a little bit older, more miles. Blake Wells is the ace side. He is the domestic guy. He is the Aussie. Anwar is live. So I told people in the Discord I'm like 70-30 on Blake. It's gambling for a reason. You know what I mean? It's gambling for a reason. Of the guys on my money line, I'm actually more hesitant on Blake than I am on Nikita. Yeah, very specific. Thanks, boys. I was confused by those props. So what's up, everyone's predictions? Skeezy, you're going Zerafa. I'm going Nikita. What's up, Gaz? Okay, Gaz is going Zerafa. Let's see what Gaz's odds are giving him then. Damn, did you guys see that they're not expecting them to fight until midnight? I'm an old head. Mate, I'm going to be sleeping by midnight. I need to get some coffee or something. By midnight? I'm usually in bed by 9 o'clock. This is bullshit. So, Gaz likes Zerafa 375. Yeah, it's going to be a firefight. Zerafa has a path to victory. Look, I'm worried about Zerafa's durability. I'm worried about Zerafa's sturdiness. Like, how he punches. Guys, when we look at styles, Zerafa likes being the bully. He's a front foot guy. He does have a lot of knockouts, but who did those knockouts come against? He is 33 years old. It seems like he's 40. So he's 6 years older than Nikita. You have a guy who's 33 who's been knocked out in world title fights before. You know that they're not elevating. They're in their career. They're just operating now with the skills that, and that's fine. As men, we can't it's not a linear thing to keep leveling up. You get to a certain level and then you peak and then you take that peak and you do what you can with it as a fighter. And that's what Zerafa's been doing. And I like Michael Zerafa. I'm a fan of. I like his professionalism. He's done great for his career. Everything he has, he earned. So just because I'm picking Nikita doesn't mean I'm not a Michael Zerafa guy. If anything, my heart is with Zerafa, but my dad always said bet with your wallet. So my money is with Nikita, but it would be great to see Michael win and get a fight against Tim. I feel like the Tim fight should have already taken place, but that's a debate to be had at a different time. Julius, my official pick is no distance. I like that. Will the fight go the distance? Let's talk about it. 61% return, solid money, man. Will the fight go the distance? No. It's a good return. I don't know what book you have. Maybe you could do it as a parlay piece. 61 is a good return. I think somebody gets stopped. I can see, I don't trust. I just don't trust Zerafa's. Zerafa is going to be willing to fight in the range that he fights in. He's on his front foot. He likes fighting in the wheelhouse. He fights way braver. You guys, we hear it. You hear me say every now and then, this fighter fights a little bit braver than he should. This is Zerafa, and same could be said with Nikita. We've seen both. We've never seen Nikita lose, but we've seen him on the canvas before. It's kind of like not a Nikita Tszyu fight unless he gets dropped or unless he's in this precarious situation that he's put himself in the pocket, both shoulders, chin in the air, on the midline, throwing hooks. Like dude, they call him the butcher for a reason. He's an exciting fighter. He's not going to be one of these guys that I don't want to sell a kid short, but he's not. I don't think he's going to be one of these guys who retires undefeated or makes the International Boxing Hall of Fame. But you have a 27-year-old who's exciting. He puts himself in vulnerable situations. It's why he has a fan base. He fights really brave. He fights admirable. He's not going to use the entire ring. So if you've ever seen Nikita, you're going to like what you see, and you take what he gives you. I don't. I guess a lot of people could be really critical of fighters, and they want every fighter to look like Floyd, or they want every fighter to be flawless. But I'm the type of guy who I see a fighter, I see what they're good at, I see their strengths, and I welcome those strengths. So I guess it's probably by nature I'm more of an optimist. Anyway, that's how I look at Nikita. Julius and Lara, not even known for his power. Yeah. He does have talent, and he has that pedigree. When we're talking, he has that that Tszyu last name. He fights like a warrior. He's brave. Like, he's fun, man. Guys, we're gonna be sweating. There's a few of these fights. Like, Nikita makes. If you're betting on Nikita in this fight, he's gonna make you. He's gonna make you earn your keep too. Johnny, the ref on Nikita's team as well. Don't be surprised if Zerafa went down. It looks fine, bro. I wouldn't be I'd be salty for Mick. I want to see a good old-fashioned Australian firefight. I want to see a good old-fashioned Australian firefight. I don't want the refs to get involved. I don't want any fuckery. I want the best man to win. And I think both men would say the same thing. I'm just catching up to the comments. Chaz, I actually have Liam by knockout. So that's a two. Chaz, I'm going to put it up. I'm telling you right now. So the 45 to 60 people who are catching this live, this will go up for the VIPs and this will go up for the live stream. I do like a 2-leg parlay, and I'll show you what it pays. It's a method of victory parlay. So I'm going to go to, hold on, let me log in real quick. Hopefully they don't show my password. Guys, make sure you like this video. I'm waiting for the internet to load. My side piece, this is my old Mac. I call it my side piece. I'm getting a new one. Just be patient. So here we go. So I like Liam. Yeah, I like this a lot. So if you take Liam and you take Nikita on the same ticket, it's a method of victory parlay. I tend to do this every week as well. If you're new to my channel, I give you guys a money line parlay. It's a bit of a fun one. You know, we'll hit 15 leggers, 10 leggers. We hit a 9 legger last week. But, you know, the odds, sometimes they pay out plus 400. Sometimes they pay out plus 700. And then I'll do method of victory parlays like this ticket. So this 2-legger pays plus 690. You just need Nikita and Liam. I think Rodex is tailor made for Liam. I don't see a Ayrton Jimenez in Rodex. So if you guys are on my channel, you would know these names I'm talking about. We don't just do big fights. We do we do domestic Australian fights. We do domestic Brit fights. All the big fights in America. But 2 fights ago, Liam fought a kid named Ayrton Jimenez. And the odds of Liam knocking him out were supposed to be really high. Jimenez only had 1 loss, but this guy came in with some class. Like, if I want to see Ayrton fight again, he used the entire ring, his lateral movement, frustrated Liam. Liam, it's no secret what he wants to do. He tells everybody he doesn't even set it up. He wants to land that lead hook. And when I watch Rodex's tape, Rodex doesn't have the feet that Jimenez had. In order to avoid that hook for the entire fight and that pressure, you're gonna have to move. I think Liam's gonna eventually catch Rodex, and I like this on almost plus 700. You got, and if you like Liam, you know, by himself by stoppage, it's plus 187. Now it's in plus money because the money's on the decision, so it's gambling for a reason. That's just what I see in this matchup. Jorge Chavez and Nikita might be the move. Yeah, yeah. I do like yesterday. I'm still kind of torn between Gucci and Jorge, but after the first fight, guys, and I did the live yesterday with Gary, and I told him I wasn't 100%, but you know, in the first fight, I picked Gucci, and that's the last thing I'll say until we finish Australia card. I scored the first fight 7-3 for Chavez. I did. They called it a draw. I don't see what Gucci's. People think he's going to turn the volume up earlier. We'll see. I'll let you know my Golden Boy picks tomorrow. Do you think the Nikita fight goes? I don't think so. I like the under. I like under 8.5 stoppage either way. I think Zerafa has really shaky defense and it won't hold up. The thing also about mixed defense is when he's punching with you. You know what I mean? Don't hook with a hooker. Don't sleep on Nikita Tszyu's lead hook. So the guy, the way he sets it up, flat-footed, straight lateral movement, straight, north and south movement, I mean. And he paused the jab, and he's trying to turn on the hook. And he's mean with it. Zerafa doesn't have, there's something about when Mick throws his punches versus Nikita's punches. When Mike punches with you, and this is Nikita's wheelhouse. He will punch with you. I think that's where Nikita's going to get him. That's what I'm banking on. That's where I'm putting my money at, is in that. Because it's not like he's going to wait, catch, and counter. They're going to be punching, and that's the fight within the fight. So I just paid for the pay-per-view on KO. It says it starts at 7. But Tszyu's not going to fight until midnight. That's so late, dude. I was in bed last night at 9 p.m. My boy Mike from Melbourne. Okay, sup, Johnny. Thoughts on Steven Ivich versus Liam Talava rematch, and Ivich's conditioning on the weigh-in looks a bit soft. Okay, did you guys see my insider information I shared in the Discord? I'll share it with you again. Yeah, Liam never fought Ivich, by the way. It's not a rematch. I think you're thinking of when Liam fought Brandon Gratch. Steven Ivich is coming off that fight against Tszyu, who's also on this card. Tszyu's my dog. He's not my dog. Like, dog, that's my man's in there. But he's my underdog. So I got Tszyu at plus 390 to beat Dempsey. And I got Taleva to beat Ivich. I like Liam. I think Liam is the better boxer. I remember, maybe I'm betting a little bit with my heart because I know Liam. I've been interviewing him since he turned pro. Southpaw could take a shot. Power. He's crafty too, man. He's crafty. He doesn't have a big sort of resume. He's young in the game. He only started boxing a few years ago, but he has a natural sort of instinct to fighting. His only loss was Brandon Gratch, and he redeemed it by winning by knockout. I'm taking Liam Talava'a here. I'll show you the odds. Oh yeah, Talava'a right here plus money. So he's the underdog. I have him to beat Ivich. I'm recently conflicted about Chavez versus Flores because it's at 122 now, that extra weight. They were always fighting at 122. They're that's where they fight at. I thought super bantam. Oh no, it's yeah. Their first fight was at 122. Yeah, their first fight was at 22. What time did the fight start? It says 4 a.m. Eastern time. The prelims are main card. So guys, it is going on 3 p.m. in Sydney right now where I am. Nikita Tszyu fights in 9 hours. So wherever you are in the world, the main event starts in 9 hours. Would you add Joe Ariate, Caden? Yes, Caden Griffiths. I have Ariate. Of those prospects, Caden Griffiths is that dude. Teenager, 19, 6-0, 6 knockouts. Been living in the gym since he was 13. Fun little prospect. He's one of my favorite prospects. Josh Edwards, Caden Griffiths. There's some good young American prospects. It could, but I think Jorge Chavez beat him. Yeah, I had Jorge winning 7-3, maybe 6-4. Gucci Manny pull off a Conor Bennett, give a good game plan. I don't know what. See, my hesitation with this is: did Gucci have an off night? Like I brought this up on Gary's live stream. This would be an opportunity if one of us knew somebody in the camp. Like I wish I knew Gucci's coach or somebody or a strength coach and be like, hey, did he have an off night? Did he have an injury? We know boxing camps are, moot about that. They're not going to release anything. Because if that's Gucci injured, then I'm like, all right, he had an off night. He was going through an injury. What else could he do? Jorge, people say he faded towards the end. I did give Gucci, he had his moments late in the last 2 rounds. One of the rounds still could have went either way. I think I might have gave him the last round. A draw was insidious, though. A draw was freaking insidious. What's up, Christian? Guys, we're floating between 50 and 70 on this live. Could you please like the video? If you haven't already subbed yet, do it. I'm also going live for the fights for the Tszyu Zerafa main card. So hit notifications. Julius, man, I'm getting this whole goddamn Jorge Chavez Gucci fight is stressing me out. I can see Gucci Manny fight go. Oh, I do too. I like the distance in Gucci Manny. Guys, I'm gonna stay on for a while. I'm gonna catch up with the comments and then I'll pull up the odds to the Golden Boy card. I want to make sure we're doing our due diligence with Aussies. Are you still bet? Yes, I'm betting on Talava'a. I let me see something real quick. Yeah. So I'll show you the bet I have. I'm going to share it in our Discord. So that, just so you know, plus 420. So I have action on Liam at plus 420. That's going to be my prop of the night. I have my dog of the night. My dog of the night is Toesi. Tossie, as boys call him. And my prop of the night is Liam by knockout. And then we have our long parlay. I'm giving you guys 4 tickets We'll see. I like always, I'm confident in all of them. I'm just the Golden Boy card is the one where I'm a bit Guys, thanks for the super chat. Do you watch the pay-per-view live? Yeah, so we'll be streaming it in the Discord. So if you're a member, I see that you're not. Just join on the YouTube. The link is pinned. It's a couple bucks a month, and then you get access to the Discord, and then you'll be able to watch the fights. We're streaming it. Me and my boy Kyle Kao, who's in our Discord. We just set up the stream for tonight, so I'll be live streaming here, but in the Discord itself for all the VIPs, you could watch the fight in there. When Liam Wilson fights in Australia, he seems to get a knockout most of the time, unless he didn't stop Aaron Jimenez, and he didn't stop my boy Jackson John England, which was a hell of a fight. My boy, dude, don't sleep on Jackson John England, man. That dude, his only losses are to Liam Wilson. He lost to Paul Fleming. He has a win over Jamel Herring. I know he just had another kid. Shout out to my boy Jackson John England, man. A guy in the domestic international scene. I think he's ranked 15 in the IBF at 130 pounds. Nobody talks about him. Super athletic, fun, slick boxer. If you're not following Jackson John England, check him out. Fun guy at 130. Kind of a dark horse. I like no distance on McKean and Samoa. Yes. Yeah, Tossie. I agree. That's going to be a goodie. Julius Toesi never been stopped though, amateurs and pros. I like Toesi by stoppage. Frankie B. Hello, Johnny. Hope all's well. Just placed my bet for the weekend. Curiel money line. Nikita money line. Fight to the Frankie. I'll tell that. Post that in our Discord and I'll tell that. Guys, while you're here, let me show you a new feature in the Discord. So this was a request by some of the boys in the Discord to add a new section. So this is behind the scenes for all those who aren't in the Discord. So tonight, if you're in the Discord, to watch the fight, go all the way to the left and go down to General. That General section is where Kyle will be streaming it. The new section we got, though, and Frank, I want you to post this here, is right here. Winning slips. So winning slips or bet slips. The winning slips is the new one for when your bets come through. But when you do place your tickets, you can put them here. We've already this has already been, we've had this. Look at that. God damn, No Limit. No Limit, man, you're always hitting, boy. I got to get in the NBA channel. God damn. So we're not just boxing, guys. This is a full-on betting community. This is the best thing I ever did was start this in August. We have about 350 VIPs in here. As you can tell, it's not just boxing. The boy, God damn, the boys are out here eating. It's what he does, though. Dude, No Limit does this on the regular. That's a nice lick right there, boy. Now I'm getting salty. You picked the Pelicans to beat Brooklyn. Freaking insane. I need to start betting on basketball. Here's the winning slips. Yeah, no one's. So we just started this yesterday. So Frankie, post it in there. Post your picks. I'm going to go back to the odds. Okay, let me catch up. Gucci by way of ticket sales. And that and that's where my concern is. If I scored it twice 7-3 for Chavez and they still scored it a draw, that means that Chavez has to win 8 rounds to win the fight. So that has to be, we have to talk about that. What's up, Brandon? Brandon's my guy. T87 in the house. I see McKean get stopped. Same. Guys, underdog, dog of the week, same. What's up, MMA boxing addicts? Salute, Sad Rocha couldn't make the fight 100%, but I like the replacement. Makes for an exciting fight. Knockout coming for Raul, I agree. Or a bloody fate. Did you study the Blake Wells fight? So the Blake Wells fight, people have been asking me about this the last few days. He's fighting a real veteran, a Chinese fighter with a tricky name, Zilazadi. That's the fight. I am tipping Blake Wells, but it's the fight that's on my long parlay that I'm most stressed about. So avoid it. If you're not sure, don't bet it. I've already put it on a parlay though. It says fight starts at 12 p.m. You think it will start later than that, like around 2 p.m. So I'll pull up. I'll show you. All right, guys. So this is the timetable. Blake fights at 5. So these are the prelims. This site has Nikita fighting at 11 p.m., which is it's going on 8 hours. So Nikita, if they stick to this schedule, that's 10. We'll fight in 7 hours. One of the books has him fighting at midnight. So depending where you are in the world, just check your book. Sometimes they're wrong though. Oh shit, thanks for that. I didn't know that. Prelims are on Fox Sports YouTube. It might get blocked because of the region. Good looking out, man. I didn't know that, Boxing Booth. I appreciate that. Well, you know what, Box, you're in New Zealand, right? What time does that start? So, guys, we already bought the fight for the Discord, all right? If you guys are VIPs, which you are, just go to the Discord. Me and Kyle, K-A-O, bought the fight, right? I'll show you. When you get to the Discord, scroll down and go to voice channel. I'll move my big ass head. Okay, you see voice channel here? Click on that and we'll be streaming the fight there. Nah. What's up, Adam Kelly? I'm taking Tszyu by knockout. I got Tszyu by knockout. So I can't find much on Evich. Didn't look. Yeah, I was at his last fight. It was a back and forth fight. He takes a beating. It looks like he was out on his feet a couple different times. He was fighting Toesi. Liam sits down on his shots, man. Liam Talavaa could crack. Big boy. Only been stopped. Only lost once, but then he beat Gratch and stopped him as a plus 280. So these are going to be exciting fights, guys. I got Talavaa by knockout. Modern Gladiator. That's right. I'm feeling that. Come on, guys. If you're still watching, that means you're enjoying the content. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you. Yeah, we're floating between 53 and 73, 40 minutes in. The community's growing. You boys are great. You know what I'm saying? I talk to you guys sometimes more than I talk to anybody else. If I do 2 live streams, which I did yesterday, like 2.5 hours, and then today I'm going to be streaming for multiple hours because I'll be streaming the fights, I talk to you guys more than I talk to anybody else. So I appreciate the community's growing. I appreciate those who support me and have my back too. Because we've been getting trolled lately, boys. Only a few. It only takes a few trolls, Riot. I ain't got time for them. Only thing, yes, he does. This is true. This is true. It's gambling for a reason. But, when we're sprinkling money on, we have an opportunity with these heavyweights, domestic heavyweights. This is one of those fight cards tonight where for bettors who like to bet out of the entertainment side of things, like you're not going to bet your rent, you're not going to bet your electric bill, you're not sprinkling. There's a few of these fights to make it fun. Like you get Toesi at plus 475 by knockout. throw a couple bucks on that. Now the fight's interesting. But then you do have we have some professional bettors, guys who are betting thousands. That's not their style. It just depends on, I think this fight card has something for everyone. I know some guys who are going really, really, really heavy on Nikita Tszyu, and I know a couple guys going really, really heavy on Michael on the money line. So it's all my goal always is also to educate and teach that there's more than one way to go about this. It doesn't you know, if you don't have a bankroll, don't bet any wager that is going to turn you into an asshole. You know, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I used to live with a degenerate in Las Vegas. He was he was like a brother to me. He's still close, but I had to basically call his mom after living with him. He was living with me for a year in Vegas. I had to call his mom up in San Francisco to tell him to send money for a plane ticket. He needs to go back home. Degeneracy, right? He would turn into an asshole. He'd lose all of his money. I've seen it. So people get salty on these live streams when I tell you that nobody gets rich off of gambling. That's what I mean. I used to, you know, if you get offended by that, that's on you. I lived in Vegas for 2 years. The casinos and the elaborate architecture, they're not there because people are winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is gambling, baby. You got to know what comes with the territory. Can Nikita win a decision? Yeah. He could definitely win a decision. The thing why I don't like the decision is how they both fight. They're both brave guys. They're both Michael Zerafa is a bully in there. He's gonna if Michael could if he had a little bit more power and a little bit more durability, I think that's where he's gonna fall short. He's brave. He's gonna be he fights in that same range Nikita fights in. I just give Nikita the power advantage and the durability advantage. What do you think about King coming back? I thought he would last longer. Bro, we're talking about... I thought he would last longer with Ituama. I have him losing tonight. I'm not tipping him. I have him losing. What's up, Johnny? Did your pick section? What's up, Tenio? Appreciate you. All right, guys. I removed the tip section, my pick section from the Discord, and placed it on YouTube. So, guys, you're either in the Discord from joining on YouTube or joining our Patreon, right? If you're in the Patreon, I personally send you my tips. If you're in YouTube, I post them in the members only section. So go to my channel and you'll see members. You'll see my picks. I just feel it's easier to deter trolls because there's certain people in the Discord who don't pay to be there. They've kind of either overstayed their welcome, and I'm using, and it helps me to weed those guys out. Christian, how do I join the Discord? I'll give you the link real quick. So, Christian, you join on YouTube. I'll share it with you right now. So, Christian, you could either click the YouTube link or the Patreon link. Those links are also on my channel. Once you join, I will send you the Discord link. And the Discord group is freaking awesome. Magic Kush, I like your bravery. Stops him in the 10th. I can see, dude, Zerafa's class. What's up, Jay Smiles? Starts at 8 p.m. in New Zealand. Nice. Kiwis in the house. Shout out, dude. David Tszyu, one of my favorite one of my favorite boxers of all time. I did a documentary once for David Tszyu in 2019 on YouTube. When my YouTube at once, I got demonetized and had to start over. But in 2019, you were able to farm, as a content creator, you were able to farm fight highlights and segments of fights. And then I would write the story about the fighter's career. And I did one on Tszyu. And he emailed me, he watched it, he shared it, and I talk to him every now and then. He follows me on Facebook. David Tszyu is a beast, and I always say Tszyu is one of the greatest fighters to never win a world title. There's certain things that bum me out in boxing. That's one of them. When guys are, it's such a brutal sport, man, and this is why you'll never hear me talk shit about fighters. I might pick wrong. Just because I pick against the guy doesn't mean I'm hating on him. Somebody has to win. Somebody has to lose. But David Tszyu is on my list of greatest fighters to never win a world title. Benny Briscoe. I'm getting old now. Benny Briscoe was a guy, a Philly guy in the golden age of the middleweight division. I'm talking from like 66 to 76. You got guys like Benny Briscoe, Carlos Monzon, Emil Griffith, Tony Mundine. I'm talking guys who would fight they would all fight each other. And Benny Briscoe is one of the hardest hitting middleweights ever. And it's kind of a travesty. He never was a world champion. But Tua, the same thing. He's the pride of New Zealand. Boxing Booth, appreciate you too, brother. Appreciate the support here, guys. We're almost an hour in. We got 52 heads still in here, so we're just getting started. I've got a mate in New Zealand called Cal. We pronounce it Cole. Oh, I'm probably okay. So, am I pronounced? I'm horrible with names. I do my best. My boy who's in the Discord, he spells it K-A-O, so it's Cole. Just a heads up, maybe different in Australia. Appreciate you guys. Are you gonna mix the gold ball? No, I'm not gonna mix it, but you could feel free to. You know, you could take the picks that we're talking about and you could ask me who do I like, and then you could put them together. I think that's a bit of my OCD. I like compartmentalizing it. Now, we have done in the past a month-long parlay. Our January one lost, but we hit our December one. And come February, we'll do our month-long parlay. But when I do that, we then put multiple fight cards on. It's just a weird thing about me. You could close yours and swing it. I'll hit McKeon on the button. Johnny, what's your advice on draws for FA Jogba, Martin Bacoli? I generally couldn't pick a winner. And what do you know? Draw. Guys, what I'm learning from, because this is a learning process for all of us. I'm never going to be the type of guy to sit on a throne and tell you I'm an expert in anything. And I've published books before. I'm a coach. I'm a teacher. I don't, the fact that if I called myself an expert in anything, I would then stop learning. So this is all a learning process. And from launching the Discord in August, there's a lot of guys who make a lot of money betting on draws. Now, that's something for me psychologically I haven't been able to do yet. Something with my mindset of like, I'm picking a winner. I'm not going to watch this fight and cheer for a draw. It's like my ego, I think. But I think tomorrow we have, Jorge Chavez versus the draw could be in play. We've seen it in boxing and modern boxing rematches, both fights ending in draws. We've seen draw before. We just had a Japanese fight on Wednesday night. It was their trilogy. Guys in Japan fight all the time, especially in the lighter weight divisions. Some guys will have 2 draws against the same opponent. We've seen this before. So, do I bet on them? I haven't yet. My advice on calling the draw, I think the Jorge Chavez Gucci wouldn't be a bad shout to call a draw. And then I know some guys get, like playing the 6-rounders because you only have 6 rounds to operate. And usually 6-rounders are at the domestic level. So that's something as well. That's a fact. Got to understand bankroll and your units wise. 100%. Unit betting is very important. Nice, bro. Jay Smile. I win almost 100% of my buys in UFC. I can't. You're a beast. We have a wise ass chat. We have a very educated chat. Gary's a beast too. Gary, 3D boxing guys. Go follow 3D. A lot of you guys already do. If you don't, hit them up. Could see either fighter to be knocked out. This is an interesting prop, and you know what? I want to look into that right now. Let's look at this prop. Sajid, thanks for bringing this up. I wanted to talk about this. Guys, whoever just joined, I think that was Christian. Email me right there, all right? Christian, I'll join right now. This is what I like to hear. I'll join right now. I've been watching. Appreciate you, Christian. Christian, I just put in the chat. Email me, Johnny Stofko at iCloud, and I'll send you the link. And I want to get back to what Sajid said. Okay, let's look at either fighter to be knocked down. Bro, why not sprinkle something on this? Will both fighters be knocked down? Yes, plus 850. I love that prop. Oh, God. Bro, I love this prop. I didn't see it before. I think we're definitely going to see a knockdown. There's some fun ones, guys. Nikita, one of my favorite prop bets of 2025 was when Naoya Inoue fought Ramon Cardenas, and I hit the 16-1. I took Naoya Inoue to be knocked down and win, and we nailed it. And I've been chasing that prop ever since. You know what? What a good way to start the new year. I'm going to take this. I'm going to sprinkle Tszyu to be knocked down and win. We'll see if we come up. Mike Tyson too would have fed family. Oh, dude, we'd still be talking about it. I can see it. Shout out to Ernie Shavers, Northeast Ohio, man. Ernie Shavers. He, wasn't born in Northeast Ohio like myself, but he lived in Youngstown, Warren area for his whole career. Appreciate you, Jay Smiles. Appreciate you. Appreciate the support. We got a new member, boys. Guys, it's only a couple bucks a month. As you can tell, it's not just, these live streams and my content, just boxing. I did start a weekly MMA live stream last night. I do it every Thursday with Nick from Breaking Bad Boxing. But the community, it's about the community. You could come here and we could chat boxing, and we could, I'll go on my side tangents, but you're not going to get clowned for your opinions. As you could see, we don't get a lot of haters. There's not anybody trolling. And that was my whole goal with this, was to start and create a community with like-minded boxing heads who could respect the game and not call a guy a bum when they lose and not glaze a guy when they win by knockout. Just, the craft, the science. This is a sport that has been, love him or hate him, but Dana White has one of my favorite quotes about this. Two things that have gone on since the dawn of time, since humans became humans, and that will happen until humans become extinct: fighting and fucking. And it's true. Oh, there we go. There's Kyle Hayden. It's Kale because people pronounce Kyle like Kyle. Kale. Oh. People pronounce. And we have enunciation lessons and grammar as well, because we're an international channel. Born and raised in Youngstown, Ohio. Lived in Pittsburgh, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Long Beach, California, Las Vegas, and now Sydney. We got Kiwis, Brits, Americans. We got South Africans in the house. Bro, is that real? I was just talking about where's Oscar been? Oscar Duarte versus Richardson Hitchens. I think Duarte is kind of tailor-made for Hitchens, though, mate. I think Duarte, his approach and his gears, he kind of has that very pride. I'm an Oscar guy. And watching those levels since the Garcia loss and seeing how he handled Kenny Sims Jr., man, I'm not going to lie. I was kind of salty he beat Kenny. I went heavy on Kenny Sims Jr. in that fight. And he did what he had to do. He was able to implement his game plan, and Sims, just wasn't active enough. But Hitchens is a bit different. Hitchens' speed and his jab and his ability to handle, manage range and distance. I think he might. Yeah, I don't like talking about fights until they go official, but when that goes official, we're gonna be talking about it. Best to live bet a draw. Yeah, you're not lying. PJ the promoter. PJ, you're coming in. What's up, man? It's good to see you back, PJ. We missed you, boy. You missed a lot. We're 55 minutes in. We still got 50 of the boys in here. Could you like this video? Could you subscribe? We got the Discord. We got new members in the Discord, guys, joining. It's 3 p.m., a little bit after 3 p.m. here in Sydney, Australia. I'm going live for these Australian fights. I'll be going live, doing live commentary, in-fight betting. I'll have the live odds on the screen. And That'll start in about, I have dinner with Chrissy at 5. I'll be back in about 4 hours. What's up, Chavez? Who you don't want to see Hitch? You don't want to, what don't you want to see? Because I want to see Duarte get a world title shot. Or you don't want to see the matchup of Hitch versus Duarte. Because I like Hitchens. Like, I like a technique. I like how he operates. And I also like Oscar. And it's it's like the hopeless romantic in me. I like seeing a guy who has lost or been stopped rebuild themselves. And if it's true, that means that Duarte has put himself in a position to fight for a world title. I think that's great for the sport. Hitchens wins, real risky fight. For sure. This boxing. We want to see these fights, don't we? Dude, Nikita Tszyu versus Michael Zerafa, very risky for both guys. Both guys' careers. You know, it's something we have to talk about. Zerafa gets stopped or gets dominated at 33 years old, and he gets dominated on the domestic scene. This is a huge gamble for Mick Zerafa. This isn't the Tszyu boy he wanted. He wanted Tim Tszyu. And Nikita at 27. I think the pressure is more on Zerafa than it is Nikita. Would you rate Duarte above Lemos? Asking since Hitchens had a difficult. I do. I don't know, guys. There's some, and I'm not going to play conspiracy theorist. I'm not one to accuse people of anything, but I've heard in certain boxing forums people have a certain thing to say about Oscar Duarte. When I look at Duarte, I see a guy who's always prepared. I see a guy who takes his physical conditioning extremely serious. I see a switched on, motivated guy who fights ultra determined in the ring. That's what you want as a boxer, as a coach. It's what you want as a fan. So all bullshit aside, man, I was impressed with how Duarte handled a more technical, skilled approach of Kenny Sims Jr. And it was a close fight, but you know, I lost money on that fight. But I thought Sims needed to be more active. I thought fighting in Chicago maybe would have leaned his way, his people in the crowd. He was never really able to get out of second gear, and a lot of that had to do with Duarte's pressure. And so I do put Duarte above Lemos. Haven't really done much research. Guys, this is the 4th time. What's up, Hefe? This is the fourth time that this fight has been brought up. Don't bet on it now. You guys are concerning me. I have Blake on my money line parlay, but the kid he's fighting from China is a legit pro. He's going to be the B side. He has I don't want to call him long in the tooth, but he has some miles on him. And Blake Wells is the domestic A side guy. But you know, if you're going heavy and betting half of your pay, don't bet it. There are on this fight card tonight multiple excellent opportunities to make money on dogs, on knockout props, on method of victory props. Don't bet the Blake Wells fight. And if you do, sprinkle something small on it. If you know, a lot of you guys are entertainment bettors. You know, we're watching the fights together and we want to have something on the fight. If that's what you're doing, I would sprinkle on the kid from China, Zilize, just based on the odds, if that's what you're doing. Now, I have Blake on the money line on a long parlay. So it just depends on what you're gambling with, what you're willing to lose. If you want to win, if you don't have a lot of money, or if your bankroll isn't sort of like extensive, I would then take a better risk on the heavyweights. For me, I'm taking Tszyu as a dog. I'm taking Liam Talava +4 something by knockout. So that's the way I would operate with that. I think Hitchens needs a bigger fight. Okay, I see what you're saying. I want to see him against the Haneys. Okay, yeah, I agree. I mean, Oscar doesn't Duarte sell though? I guess who sell? I mean, I've seen Duarte had a fan base in Chicago. I know there's a big Mexican community there in Chicago, but I remember watching that fight. The one thing I was impressed with was like, holy shit, Duarte might have more fans here than Kenny. I'd have to rewatch it, and that's no shade on Kenny. I was cheering for Kenny in that fight. But I think Duarte kind of has a, you know, Golden Boy is doing what they can to kind of create some shine around him. He has a good fight style. And Hitchens doesn't necessarily have the biggest following. You know what I mean? So it's kind of interesting. Chicago boys, we up. Let's go, Johnny. You got me hyped to get up early to watch this one this week. Let's go, 6:30 a.m. fight, guys. I'm going live in a couple hours. I love this community, man. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate what you guys bring to the table. I learned just as much from you boys as you learned from me. So let's keep it up. I'll see you in a few hours.